In 2291, in an attempt to control violence among deep space miners, the New Earth government legalized no-holds-barred fighting. Leandri Mining Corporation, working with the NEG, established a series of leagues and bloody public exhibitions. The fight's popularity grew with their brutality. Soon, Leandri discovered that the public matches were their most profitable enterprise. The professional league was formed. A cabal of the most violent and skilled warriors in known space, selected to fight in a grand tournament. Now it is 2341. 50 years have passed since the founding of Deathmatch. Profits from the tournament number in the hundreds of billions. You have been selected to fight in the professional league by the Leandri Rules Board. Your strength and brutality are legendary. The time has come to prove you are the best. To crush your enemies. To win the tournament.
Hello everybody, this is Derpyshark and welcome to a new series I'm doing, the Unreal Tournament series. In this series I will be running through the Unreal Tournament ladder competition to show you every map, every opponent and every weapon and skill in the game. This is purely for my entertainment, but I just thought record it and put it out anyway. Somebody out there might be looking for a bit of nostalgia, or some person who has never heard of Unreal Tournament may find this interesting. So sit back, relax, engage your rocket boots, and load up your flat cannons. Here we go. Okay, I thought I would start this series off by giving you a walkthrough of the weapons available in Unreal Tournament, for those of you who haven't played it or haven't played it in a long time. Start with the Redeemer. Basically a nuke. It's definitely a long-range weapon. It's a massive blast radius that will basically incinerate anybody standing in it. The missiles can be shot down, so you have to be careful of that. The primary fire is just, it fires it in a straight line. The secondary fire, you can control it, but while you're controlling it, you are vulnerable as you are forced to stand still. Then we move on to the rocket launcher. Pretty much what it says on the tin. It fires rockets, or rocket-propelled grenades. If you press the primary fire at once, then it will fire a single rocket at your desired target. Hold down the primary fire and you can fire up to, I believe, 6 rockets towards your target. And you can either get them to spread so you get a line, or you can get them to all twizzle if you quickly press the secondary fire while loading up the rockets. The secondary fire fires grenades out of it, so same things, they just bounce. If they come into contact with a player, they will explode, and after I think it's a 4-second time, they explode on their own anyway. If you keep your aim pointer, crosshair that's the word, on your opponent, you can lock on with the rockets. The flight cannon, I'd have to say my favourite weapon. It's basically the shotgun of Unreal Tournament. Fires molten shrapnel with the primary fire. Short distance, but can still be used semi-effectively at medium range. Can eliminate enemies pretty quickly if you're next to them. If you're right next to them, you can take out a well-shielded opponent with full health easily with a flight cannon and some good shots. Secondary fire launches a metal ball which explodes upon contact with either player or object. A more long-range thing, you don't really want to be doing that to the person stood next to you, honestly. It's got pretty good blast radius on it, so I will give it that. Next, we have the minigun. Does what it says. Primary fire is basically it's what you expect from a minigun. It fires bullets in a semi-straight line. It's good accuracy at medium to long range. Close range, it's alright, but you don't really want to be caring about it. Secondary fire, I believe in Unreal Tournament 99 that it's just faster and less accurate. I know they changed what the secondary fire does in 2004, so I'll try not to confuse that. But it's a minigun, what do I expect? The Ripper. Wonderful weapon. Fires discs that can decapitate your opponents or just slice them up. The discs bounce off of any walls, so providing you with the ability to kill people without being able to see them. One of the very few weapons that can actually do that. The secondary fire loads explosive discs, which will travel in a straight line until they hit something, at which point they will explode. The explosive rounds cannot decapitate your opponents, but the ricochet ones can. Sniper rifle. Bog standard weapon. It's one of the more favourable weapons in the tournament, as it for its high power. Low firing rate, but if you get aim for the head, provided they don't have a decent amount of shielding, then it's normally an insta-kill, and the headshot thing will appear. And you'll probably get it so that it shows you what the headshot thing sounds like. So.
I'm under heavy attack!
But for now, we shall just continue. The pulse gun, or the plasma rifle as it is later known as. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention with the sniper rifle, secondary fire is just zoom in from blah 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 blah. You know how a sniper rifle works. Pulse gun fires plasma, fires like little balls of plasma in a semi-accurate direction, straight line, until they hit something, be it friendly, foely, or wally. We'll just continue until it hits something. Mostly medium to long range. For short range you want to use the secondary fire, which is basically a pulse laser beam. So it's a laser beam which will just zap your opponents. Generally more used for close range to semi-medium range. Wonderful weapon. It's pretty decent. I enjoy using it. The toxic rifle. What a wonderful thing this is. Or the GS bio rifle, whatever you want to call it. Primary fire, it throws out a blob of toxic sludge, which will stick to the floor for 5 seconds. Pretty dangerous, because you can coat corridors and hallways and walls with the stuff and prevent people from passing through. Or you can hold down secondary fire, which will charge up and throw a bigger blob, which upon contact with wall or person, not person even, it will then split off into smaller globules, which will continually stick. Each globule will explode after 4 seconds, causing medium damage to people around. It won't do the full amount, obviously. But a good weapon to keep in mind, not that powerful, but very short ranged. Energy rifle. Primary fire is just a beam of plasma stuff. Nice little weapon it is. The secondary fire is a slower moving ball, which is large in diameter. Both will continue until they hit something. However, this is a special weapon. You can combo if you fire the secondary ball, so if you fire the slow moving ball out and then successfully hit it with the primary beam, you can cause a mega explosion, which I will probably also stick a little clip in of that happening, just so you get a general idea of what happens.
Great, now we're armed. The gun you're carrying is commonly called the
Okay, next up we have the Enforcer. The bog standard weapon. Everybody starts the game with one of these. You can have either one or two of them. Primary fire is a medium rate accurate pistol shot. doesn't do much damage. You want to be getting a different weapon. Any other weapon will do. But this it does damage, but it's not great, and you're gonna get swamped by anybody who has anything else. Secondary fire, you hold the pistol sideways, it's less accurate but fires faster because everybody knows that holding a pistol sideways makes it fire faster. I mean, it's logic. Everybody knows that. You can carry 2 of them, as you can see, dual enforcer. The impact hammer, also given to any and every competitor in a match. The only melee weapon in the game. Spare the chainsaw, but the chainsaw is like, it's either the chainsaw or the impact hammer. So primary fire, you charge up the piston, run up to somebody, and it will automatically release, and in some cases jib them, or give them, however you want to say it, or do an extreme amount of damage. The secondary fire is quick piston bolts, which can be used for small damage and to reflect certain missiles. So you can reflect rockets with that thing. You can reflect pretty much anything, I believe, apart from like bullets. So you can't reflect an enforcer minigun or sniper rifle bolts. I don't know with them. Chainsaw, like I said, not really much to say on the chainsaw. You either have the chainsaw or the impact hammer. Chainsaw works how you would primary fire. You just rev it up and ram it and stab people with it. Does a nice amount of damage. You don't really want to be using it though, because when rocket launchers are available, why would you want a chainsaw? The secondary fire, however, if used correctly and timed correctly, can be used to. It's a sweeping action, so it goes across. The screen. And you can use it to decapitate people, which is pretty fun. It takes a bit of a knack to learn that, but hey, who cares? It's fun. And finally, the final, I say weapon, it's not really a weapon, the translocator. So, primary fire, you launch a disc with a little beacon on it. You can then leave that disc will then sit there until you replace it or it gets shot up or something. And with the translocator you can run away from it, press the secondary fire, and teleport back to it. However, if it has been shot at or broken, teleporting back to it will basically kill you. You will explode in a horrible bloody mess of bits and bombs. Okay, so that is your basic weapon set out. You will see most of those a lot. Probably won't see much of the translocator or the chainsaw, honestly. But, hey, who cares? That is all of them. Okay, that has been an introduction to Unreal Tournament. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy of Unreal Tournament, it is on Steam. It's also on GOG, and you can maybe still buy a disc if you're extremely lucky from like eBay or something like that. If you really want a disc. Alright then, I have been Derpyshark, you have been whoever you are, and I will see you next time. Remember to leave like, favour and comments in the allocated space below. I do like feedback. Feedback is cool. See ya!